Welcome back to Attack of the Buns, a bikepacking route in New South Wales that links Bungendore to Bundanoon, covering over 300 kilometres and 5,000 metres of elevation. On bikepacking.com, it's rated 3 out of 10 in difficulty, and on this trip, I'm finding out if that's even remotely true, as I attempt to ride the whole thing in the dead of winter over 3 days. Across the route, I'll pass through some remote forests, river valleys, rugged fire trails, and some of the best gravel riding New South Wales has to offer. Today, I ride through a disused military field, roll along ridgelines that feel like the edge of the world, dodge long weekend traffic, and once again find myself racing the daylight. Will I make it to camp before dark this time, or is it another scramble to find shelter by torchlight? Morning team, welcome to day 2. This is where I camped last night. As you can see, it was pretty minimal. I just brought a tarp with me. Set it up pretty crudely last night. Fortunately, it didn't rain too much. It was blowing a gale though, but I don't know, slept through it okay. It's about, I think 7 o'clock right now, so I'm gonna try and hit the road as soon as I can, pack up and get out of here. Yeah, should be a good day. Looking forward to it. I didn't roll out of camp until just before 8 AM, which in winter meant I'd already lost a precious hour of daylight. Not ideal with another 100-kilometre day ahead. But the trail that morning really made up for it. It was straight into the forest, and the soft morning light cut through the trees, and it felt like you were there all on your own with no one around. It was just the crunch of gravel and the occasional snap of a branch under tire. Unfortunately though, there were still some solid sections of blue gravel. I swear, whoever put this down. Oh. It started to appear on day 1, but by day 2 it really took it to the next level. There were long stretches of chunky, sharp-edged blue road base, the kind that rattles your bike, drags your wheels and kills your flow instantly. Every time I thought I was picking up speed, the blue gravel would come back and slow me right down. It was a proper slog. Alright, Morton National Park warning. You are now entering the substantial potential unexploded ordnance zone of the former Yarramun military training area. Driving and bushwalking off trails, erecting tents, campfires and diggings may cause a UXO to explode. Stay on the trails. I think that's what I'll do. This is so nice. I feel so isolated. I feel like I'm in the middle of nowhere, which to be fair I kind of am, but we're kind of riding a ridgeline, and I mean, just look at this. It's so beautiful. Gotta take it in and appreciate it while I can. It's super nice. The road is slow going. I think I've got about 5 k's to the Sassafras campsite, and I'll stop there for a bite to eat. I didn't really have breakfast this morning. I had just a bar and some coffee. I was a bit short on water. So let's keep one pedal stroke at a time. This loose gravel stuff is the worst, but at least the stuff here is quite small. When you have the big stuff, almost unrideable. One change I made for this trip that I'm really glad I did was to put on some fatter tires. You can probably tell as well, it's really windy. It was galing like this all night last night. What followed was one of the most surreal sections of the entire ride. The forest gave way to open ridgelines and exposed plateaus with gale-force winds to match. There were moments where I could lean my bike into the wind and I could just stay there. Whilst I was riding this section, I didn't see a single soul, I had no reception, and it just felt like I was the only person in the world. The views out there were endless, and for long stretches I felt like the only person left on Earth. Woo! Oh man. So this is Sassafras campground. This would have been so nice. What a great campsite. Okay. Really nice. You got a shelter, toilet, some water and a picnic table. Oh, what I would have done to camp at a place like this last night. Okay, so it took me 1.5 hours to cover 15k, so it's pretty slow going. I'm gonna have something to eat. I think nutrition's gonna be super important today. I will go over my plan of attack in 1 second. Okay, I've just got some cereal mix here. Added some berries for good measure and a bit of powdered milk. And then I'll add some filtered water to that. Okay, plan of attack for today. So we got Tallaganda Falls in 12k's, followed by Yalwal, then Nowra. Yeah, there's a bit of a climb out of Yalwal, that's our biggest climb for today, and then past Nowra, there's still a bit more climbing out of there. I think I want to get somewhere between Nowra and Kangaroo Valley. I might just have to find a camp in the bush again, which is not ideal, but it is what it is. Yeah. Like, I want to cover as much distance as I can today so that tomorrow I can figure out the logistics in getting home. Ideally, I want to be able to get to Bundanoon before dark and either have someone pick me up or arrange that bike box for the train, which is somewhat stressing me out a little bit. Apart from that, this has been really pleasant. I'm surprised I haven't seen anyone else today. I thought maybe there'd be some other people riding the other way, but I guess, I don't know. Yeah. I feel like I've somewhat reached civilization again. I've got phone reception, and here's my first car for the day. Next stop is Tallaganda Falls. I may possibly give it a miss, to be honest, and just keep making our way to Nowra. Back on roads, I'll turn my lights on, keep going. See you in a bit.
From Sassafras, the trail briefly joins Braidwood Road for a fast stretch of downhill tarmac before taking a turn off onto Yarramun Fire Trail.
Now on the turn off to Yarramun Fire Trail. Let's see how easy it is to navigate. Oh, they don't make it easy for you. I reckon, let's try this. That wasn't so bad. It's so windy.
Yarramun was a personal favourite. The gate was closed to cars and it was mostly flat, and I slipped into the perfect rhythm where the kilometres just ticked over. Along the way I passed through bee farms and just soaked in the stillness. It was peaceful in a way that only remote rides can be. Then the roller coaster descent into Yalwal. The descent into Yalwal was steep and loose and proper brake checking terrain. Right before the bottom I managed to get a pinch flat, which I fortunately was able to patch pretty quickly, and then rolled into Yalwal.
Oh, I've got a flat tire. Damn it. Okay. Have made it to Yalwal campground. I had a pinch flat just after that gate. It was a bit of a pain. Anyway, patched it up and put the tube back in. Hopefully that holds up. Got 29 kilometers to Nowra to go, and that involves 459 meters of elevation. So I imagine the next hour and a half is going to be pretty slow going, and then a little sprint to Nowra. Gonna probably try and have a quick meal at Nowra and keep moving. That last section between Tallaganda Falls and Yalwal was beautiful. Pretty flat, got into a really nice flow state, and the miles just ticked over really quickly, which is great. Anyway, I am feeling a little bit low now, but I'm just gonna get some food in me and just get out of here and start making my way towards Nowra. See you then.
What followed was a huge climb out of Yalwal. It was steep and really busy with four-wheel drives and dirt bikes.
It's a hard slog, basically riding maybe 20-30 meters, stopping, catching my breath and repeating. Slow and steady. Just gotta make it to the top. Every pedal stroke is half a meter of elevation gain. And I've gotta count up to 400 plus. Maybe half a meter is a bit generous, but you catch the drift. Heating up, break time. Oh, that's not fog. That is dust from 3 cars that just zoomed past me. Here comes another one. Good fun. Hey, I think the worst of it is behind me. Woohoo! That was a good climb. Wasn't too bad. All right, on to Nowra. Looking forward to that burrito, I guess. Don't know what I want. What am I craving? I'm actually not that hungry. I reckon a fat burrito would go down so well. Never seen such a huge concentration of 4-wheel drives and dirt bikes. I've only been hurled abuse once though, which is not bad. Path of the field. This road's not bad to ride on, it's pretty smooth. Quite a few corrugations here and there. I think the biggest nuisance to other cars and motorbikes. Other than that, it's alright. I'm alright, thanks. That was classic. This guy was chucking a piss on the side of the road and then offered me a beer. Alright, I've made it into Nowra. Oh, look at the sign, that's me! Alright, the place I wanted to go to is called Black Seed. It's closed. First Nations Indigenous led cafe. So I'm gonna get some sushi from next door and take it from there. Yes. Hello. So I am in the town of Nowra. It's just coming up to 3 o'clock. I just had a huge lunch. From here, I'd like to top up on some water, get some soft drink, more sugar in me, and then ride out of town. So I've probably got an hour and a half of sunlight left, so trying to make the most of that. I think I'll probably be camping somewhere in Bugong National Park. Not much in the way of actual campsites there, so I might have to find a clearing on the side of the road and make a move. Not as much progress as I would have liked today. It's been slow so far, but I've really been enjoying it. The K's just ticked by. Some parts are really slow, some parts are a bit quicker. Yalwal was quite an interesting experience, particularly with the crowd that's around there. But apart from that, yeah, really having a good time. Less worried about making it to Bundanoon tomorrow. I think by the end of today I should have covered around 100 Ks, which I'll be happy about. Alright, it's time to make a move. Coming out of Nowra, it's pretty busy. I'm just riding the footpaths. It's not like I'm breaking any speed records today. I'll tell you how nice the weather is today. Absolute ripper. Apart from the wind before. Holy dolly, it was horrendous. The wind is still there to a certain degree, but sometimes you just gotta make your own gravel. Cyclist next 20 kilometers. That's me. That's me. There are the blindest of blind corners here. Nearly at the top and also nearly at the gravel. I am buggered. Yeah, back on gravel. Pretty much riding into the sunset here. Look at those cliffs over there. See that? So nice. Okay. I'm 102 Ks down and light is rapidly diminishing. I'm coming up towards Bugong Creek. I don't know if there's anywhere to camp, but I'm keeping my eyes peeled on anywhere I can pull over. I have a kind of plan of attack if this Bugong Creek stuff doesn't pull out. Wish me luck. Alright, coming up to the creek now. Gosh, that backdrop is lovely. Okay, so fortunately there's massive clearing for these power lines, so I think that's plan B. Very close to plan A, to be honest. Let's go down this hill. I'm pretty sure once I go down, I'm definitely not going to turn around to go back up. Do I want to suss it out some more? Okay, yeah, let's check it out. Oh gosh. Oh, I'm definitely not turning back now. Oh, beautiful. Oh gosh, there's lots of water. Oh gosh, I don't want to get my feet wet this late in the evening. Oh, I can cross over. Lucky. Alright. Oh, really lost it. And feet are dry. Okay. Let's just take this in for 2 seconds. That's nice. Here, my other plan, there's a side road coming up. I'm gonna walk up this hill and pretty much gonna pull over to the side of the road and put my top up. Guys, look what I found. Aha. Perfect. Maybe have a fire. I just got to find a flat piece of ground somewhere. And we're good. I think I'm going to call it a night. Day 2 done. 103.6 Ks over 9 hours with a few breaks in between. Another great day on the bike. Okay, I think over there we'll have to do. Time to pitch the tent and have some food. Let people know I'm alive. Oof. Great day.
Another 100 kilometers down, legs sore, spirits high, and with day 3 still to come, the ride wasn't over yet.
Alright, that's my setup for tonight. Pretty simple. Just tied up to a tree over there. I've got one pole pegged down, the corners pulled in. Should keep me dry if it rains, but I don't think it will. And yeah, be pretty comfy. Alright, time to, I think, make some food. Just before it gets dark, thought I'd show you at least what I'm camping next to. Beautiful little creek, river, and gonna put me straight to sleep. You know, that just sound of running water, beautiful.
That night was the complete opposite of the night before. It was still, calm and quiet, and just the sound of the creek trickling past put me to sleep. After a long day on the bike, it was exactly what I needed.
Alright guys, it's getting late. I'm going to bed. I'll see you tomorrow.
If you're enjoying this ride so far, hit subscribe so you don't miss out on the final day, because day 3 is just as tough. I start in the dark again, climb straight out of Bugong Creek, ride all the way through Kangaroo Valley, and finish with a brutal push up Marilla Pass. It's short on distance, but not short on elevation, and there's one point where I seriously question whether I'll actually make it to Bundanoon. See you in the final episode.